Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and a brand new video. First video in a long time actually, due to COVID and just not really having the time to get any filming done. So that's all about to change because I've gone and got myself a new toy. You know, it's going to make the channel hopefully better. It's going to, you know, open up many more doors to the type of fishing I do and the type of adventures we go on as a channel. So without further ado, let's get into it. I picked the kayak up yesterday morning and I've done some fitting out on it, and I'll give you a quick walkthrough. It's the feel-free Moken 12.5 V2. It's in the fire camo, and we're just going to have a quick look around it, standard features, some of the stuff I've done to it, and then hopefully in the next video we're going to take it out the lake just up the road and have a bit of a paddle, see how it performs, and then we'll start getting into some fishing. But let's get on and let's have a look at the kayak. Right guys, so here she is, the Moken 12.5 V2 in all its glory. I wasn't sure on the colour, it's the only one I could actually get. The ocean camo mishmash bag was out of stock, and so was the desert camo. So my only option was the flame camo or the fire camo, and yeah, I'm quite impressed with it actually. It looks much better in person than it did in the pictures. Obviously colour isn't massively important. I mean, red's not going to make me any more visible than a blue one, because let's face it, if you're a 12-foot object in the middle of the ocean, you're going to be hard to spot regardless. So colour wasn't really that important to me. Would have been nice for the ocean camo, so all my luggage and that would match, but yeah, I've gone for all the feel-free colours in fairness. I've got the fire camo kayak, ocean camo crate bag, and the lime camo paddles. So yeah, nice little mishmash. So yeah, the kayak itself is 12 foot 8 inches long, 32 inches wide I believe, and yeah, it weighs a bit, 38 kilos I think it weighs in total. And yeah, putting it on the car myself yesterday was yeah, I tried being a hero and just picking it up and throwing it on top, and although I did it, I did suffer last night with a bad back, so I'm going to get one of those side assist load bars, I think, just to help get it on, because my particular car has a rear spoiler wing type thing that comes off the roof, and it's very flimsy, and I think if I rested this kayak on it, it would probably snap it off. So yeah, I'm going to have to figure out a way of loading it safely and easily myself. But about the kayak anyway, in front here you've got the moulded in handle, which just makes moving it so much easier. It feels robust, so when you are picking it up and moving it around on the wheel, yeah, this feels perfect. Moving on from that, you've got two rod tip protectors either side. Not something I'll probably use, so if you're coming in sort of under brush or through the surf, you can lay your rods down, put your tips in there, and it'll stop them getting caught and snagged on something and snapping. One of my additions is obviously the starport on the front. I've just got an extender in there at the minute just to make it feel useful. That will just be a camera mount at some point. I have got the pole for it on the back, but when I get out and sort of give this a go on Sunday, I think I'm going down the lake with it, the camera will be on the front here, and I'll be able to, you'll be able to see and listen to me as I talk. Moving on from that, you've got the front hatch, which is a fairly large hatch. There's some water in there. It's been raining this morning and I had it open. But I think what I want to do is actually take out all these screws, lift it, and put a bead of silicone around. I've seen other people doing that, and I just think that would just help the waterproofness, because although it's meant to be a dry hatch, it's never going to stay completely dry. Anyway, then I've got my anchor trolley which I've fitted. It runs along the side there, and So I'll just put a pad eye here, a bit of bungee to a pulley, and then the 5mm line, zigzag cleat there, and then the rear one's just attached to the pad eye with a carabiner. Inside we've got the toe pedals for the control of the rudder. These are obviously the ones that come with the rudder kit. The originals I've removed. Yeah, I had a bit of problem with the installing the rudder actually, and I have spoken to Feel Free, so I think I need some new springs. The toe pedals don't ping back, so if I've got that one fully on, I actually have to, yeah, it's just a pain. It's yeah, using the opposite side to control this side or bring it back to the middle position is a bit of a pain. But yeah, I followed the Feel Free fitting video to the T, and it's just them springs that are letting it down. They don't push the pedals back once they've been depressed, so hopefully we get to the bottom of that one. Moving on from that, we have obviously the removable sonar pod, which I've got my Garmin +4 on there, Striker. I've also added a side port so I can fit a mobile holder, which will maybe have my GPS unit on, or you know, my phone or VHF, anything like that. I'll probably put one on the other side if it doesn't get in the way too much, and yeah, go from there. You've got the stand-up grippy pads, stand-up leash there. What else we got here? Either side you've got the Feel Free Unitracks. I am going to get a load of mounts for them. I think Feel Free have got you sort of over the sort of gun to your head really, because you have to spend £40 for the Unitrack mounts. Now I have tried Railblazer ones, but the new Railblazer track mounts you cannot modify. The old ones you were able to take out the washer, remove that, turn the fitting upside down, and they'd fit in there nicely. The new ones don't do that. I've actually got a new one here. You see, that's just a solid block. There's you can't modify it. It does fit and it will stay on there, but if you pull it at the right angle it will pop out, which I found out, so I won't be using those, which is a real shame. The screen's gone dead. There we go. And then I've got another style port here, which has got a fishing rod holder. Again, these can be, I'm not going to necessarily use them for this particular mount, but I was just sort of sat here yesterday rigging up, and I thought, where can I put stuff? And you know, that's either going to be a rod holder or anything like that. I can go in that one. Just move that out of the way, we'll talk about that in a minute. We have the seat. Now, as I say, I bought this yesterday. During lockdown I tried to get a feel for kayaking, and I went and hired a Feel Free Nomad down at the local lake. Now, I don't know if any of you are familiar with the Nomad. I'll try and put a picture up here now. It didn't have a seat, and it was, you know, the most uncomfortable 10 minutes on a kayak in my life. And I was really nervous about buying one, because I thought, well, if it's going to be that uncomfortable with my back problems, I'm probably never going to get into kayaking. The guys at the shop got this down yesterday before I took it away and said, have a sit in it, see what you think. And this seat is unbelievably comfortable. I mean, I'm 6'2", about 18 stone, which is about 250 kilos ish, and I've got a disc problem in my back, so I get bad back all the time. I've got pain in my legs all the time, and yeah, sitting in this is no different to sitting in a car. It's completely comfortable, and obviously you've got the adjustment. You can move the seat to a higher position, like so. So that's in the high back position, and you can also move it forward. There is a forward position, which yeah, so if you're a bit shorter that would work. I prefer it in the low position. It's perfect seating position for me. So it's also going to help stability as well if it's on the lowest position. That's that. So moving on from that, again we have cup holder either side, rod holder either side, and then we come back to the tank wow, which at the moment is honed to my crate bag. So that's that there. I'd say it's plenty big enough. It fit most crates in there, to be fair. You scupper holes, and then moving back, you've got the unitrack mounts either side again, and the bungee. I will get the fish bag actually to go in there. Whether I use it for fish, probably not. It would be more for, you know, packed lunch, things like that, keeping that cool. You then also have another access hole here. I suppose you could use it for storage. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Hidden in there is a tracking device. It's a Vodafone Curve tracker. It works on a mobile network. It's about £2 a month and £20 for the actual unit. And yeah, it works anywhere in the world. So if it was stolen from my house here in Cornwall and driven out to Europe, I'd still be able to track it through GPS, mobile network and Bluetooth. But let's face it, if you can't find your kayak and you're close enough for Bluetooth, you probably shouldn't have a kayak. But yeah, I mean, it works on everything. Bluetooth if you're close enough, mobile data as well as GPS. So it's just handy to have. The battery life's about 10 days on it. So yeah, just charge it up once every 10 days. Takes about half hour to charge it fully. And yeah, so that's handy to have. There's a lot of kayak theft out there, so I just thought stick a tracker in there, and that sort of help if it was to ever get stolen. And that's the the feel-free crate bag. Another starport here which has got a camera boom on, and obviously the beaver tail rudder. And as we go around, you've got a drain bung there, draining out the hole. That's my 250cm two-piece glass fibre touring paddle. So I've got that I had to import that from Germany. Couldn't find them in the UK, so I found a company over in Germany that does a lot of feel-free stuff, and ordered that from them. And other than that, that's about it when it comes to the kayak. It's not a very complicated kayak. So the crate bag is plenty big enough. So I've got all my sort of safety gear and spare mounts and dry bags and that in this side, fishing tackle and tools in that side. It is insulated inside. It's also got a removable tackle pouch here, and around this side it's got a couple of pockets. And yeah, I wouldn't say I was desperate for the feel-free matching bag, but I just wanted something that was closable and, you know, just looked a bit better than a storage box. So, and because this was missing a screw for one of the rod holders, I got it a bit cheaper. So yeah, couldn't really say no. That's the up pull cord for the rudder. So, you know, you pull that up, out comes the rudder, lock it into place by just dropping it down. As I say, that wasn't the most in-depth walkthrough. You know, I think there's plenty of reviews out there on the Moken 12.5. Not many in the UK, so that's why I thought I'd do it. But yeah, it's a kayak. What more can you really say? I mean, it's got another handle here at the back. It's just a material one. You've got your wheel in the keel for helping sort of move it around. Put a few stickers and things on it. Paddle holders this side, as well as a bungee one here. And it is what it is. It's an impressive kite. I'm more impressed with it in person than I was looking at it on the website or even looking at some of the other reviews. So if you're in the market for one, it might be worth just going to your local shop and seeing if you can see one, sit in one, because it is so much different in person. But the seat, guys, if you're a bigger bloke or you've got back problems, that seat is absolutely phenomenal, seriously comfortable. But yeah, as I say, I've got degenerative disc disease. You know, say it simply, it's a a problem with my discs. They've come out and they've pinched my nerves. Unfortunately, due to a mess up with my referral, which never got received. I've had it now for 3 years, and the chances are my nerves won't bounce back, so I'm likely to have the pain in my legs for the rest of my life. And yeah, sitting upright is incredibly uncomfortable for me. However, that is absolutely brilliant. I sat in it briefly yesterday. I sat in it yesterday when I set the rudders up to make sure the distance was right. It's brilliant. And obviously the test on Sunday, when I take it in the water, I spend a few hours out on the water, will be, the longevity, how it, makes my back feel after 2 or 3 hours. I'm not going to go over all my kit, but it's my NRS sea vest, brilliant life jacket. Like with a lot of my stuff that I've got here, I do test it. So I went down to the beach the other day, jumped off some rocks wearing it without it, just to see the difference. And it's an incredible vest, even for a larger paddler. In the pocket here I've got the Standard Horizon HX 980. It's the DSC radio. Now a lot of people, I've seen people when they talk about VHFs, people say, shall I get the DSC one? And people often reply saying no, because you need an MMSI number to have a DSC radio. Well, I don't see how that's relevant, because everyone's got an MMSI number, because you have to have an Ofcom license to operate or own a VHF radio, and the MMSI number comes with that license. So I mean, this was a fairly expensive radio. It floats, it obviously flashes when it's in there. It's got a normal FM radio built in, which I'd imagine would drain your battery if you were listening to that all day, but it's there, it's a feature. And obviously it's got the distress button on the back, which will automatically send a distress call and your position to the nearest vessel. The problem with VHFs is they work on line of sight, and if you're sort of in a cove or behind some rocks, or just simply out of range, I mean, they've got about 3 to 5 mile range on them, but that's best conditions. I mean, you're quite low in the water on a kayak, and the chances are you're behind a cove or bottom of a cliff somewhere, and you're just not going to get the signal or the range with these. So yeah, always try and get the best you can for the money and your budget. It gives you a bit better odds on getting through. You can obviously use relay messaging, so contact a vessel nearby who will get hold of the Coast Guard on your behalf. Other than that, I've got an auto light, so when I hit the water that'll start flashing, whistle. And the thing I like about the sea vest is, it's a high back one, so you've got the nice mesh breathable panel on the back, and that's going to work perfect with the high back on the seat. As for other safety gear, I mean, I've got a PLB, I've also got some parachute flares. Not many people say about parachute flares, but I just think, £50 for a pack of flares that are going to last a while, and you may never even need to use them, but I'd rather have them, not need them, than need them and not have them, as the old saying goes. The Striker 4 Plus, that's I've had this sun visor made. It was on eBay. Local guy makes them, 3D prints them, and obviously that's got built-in GPS as well. I had to modify a bracket to mount it to the underneath of the sonar pod, because it only came with a trolling motor mount, and yeah, I had to mess around with that to get that to fit, cut it down, and go from there. But yeah, I mean, obviously the biggest concern I ever had was, especially with these starports here, you have to drill a big hole to sink it so it flush mounts, and yeah, it's quite nerve-wracking, when you're cutting into your brand new kayak. But it's all fairly easy to fit. Up here I've used just normal nuts and bolts, and places where I couldn't get to, I mean like this one, that's trifold rivets. But yeah, so really simple to mount. Again, this one's trifold rivets, just put loads of silicone on as well. So yeah, so that is the Moken 12.5 V2 and some of the kit. I will go over some more of the kit in sort of detail, if it's something people want to see. I mean, however, when you talk about a VHF, there's not a great deal to them. The features are basic and sort of what you're buying. Again, a life jacket or buoyancy aid. They make you float, so there's not really a lot you can say about them. As with the kayak, I mean, it has got a lot of features. The sonar pod is the reason I went for it. I didn't want to have to drill holes in under the water line to put transducers and things on. At the same time, I didn't want my transducer hanging over the edge on a bracket. So the sonar pod was a big sort of plus for me, as was the lawn chair. Because as I say, comfort is up there with one of the main sort of things that I need to think about when I'm buying a kayak. So yeah, that's that, and that's the reason why I've gone for the 250cm paddle. It is adjustable, so I can change the feather on it, and but especially, I mean, you've got to think, if rather than having multiple paddles, 250 is perfect for me. It's a wide kayak. It's the seating position can be quite high if you want it to be, so I just wanted to go for the biggest paddle I could possibly find, so that I'm covered, no matter how I choose to fish it. But yeah, really impressed with the kayak. It's incredible, it's well made, it's strong and robust, and I can't wait to get out and try it. So then guys, that's the Moken 12.5 V2. As I say, it's a bit of a rushed video because the rain keeps coming, and I just finished rigging it up how I want it, and I just thought I'd show you guys around it and give you a bit of a heads up of what the channel's doing and where we're going. As I say, I'm going to take this to Windermere in October, do a 4 or 5 night trip up there, doing a bit of camping and fishing for the pike, and I'm hoping in the next week or so to get out and do some coastal fishing, some sea fishing. All these disciplines like the predator fishing and sea fishing are fairly new to me. I've done a bit of beach fishing, I've caught the odd pike, but I'm no expert in either discipline, to be fair, and it's going to be a bit of a learning curve for me as well, and hopefully you guys will get something from it. My channel's never going to be a tutorial, because as far as I'm concerned, everyone has their own way of doing things. There's no right or wrong way, and I'm not going to start telling you how to do things. If you do something and it works for you, fantastic. Whether I'm going to do it that way or not, that's to be seen. But yeah, I can't wait to get out there, get on the kayak, see how it performs, and I'll release a video Sunday afternoon of my day on Tamar Lakes, with the first float of the kayak, basically. First proper go, first go out on it to test everything's working and see how it performs, and I will upload that video. So please like, subscribe and share. As I say, the channel's going to be filled with content soon. I'm going to start going out kayak fishing, sea fishing, beach fishing. I'm going to go up to Tamar, target some of the big perch up there. So there's going to be loads and loads of videos coming up, but I just wanted to give you guys a quick glimpse at the kayak, what I think of it, and let you know where we're going and what we're doing. So I'll see you guys on the next video.